Shalom, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahawashi, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahawashi, Call Halal Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi. And basically, I'm going to read down through the first chapter of Kings, or the first book of Kings and the ninth chapter, because we're living in the times, because we're ushering in Yahawashi. We're ushering in his kingdom. We're ushering in his rulership that was promised to him. All right. This was promised to him when he was in his previous incarnation, all right, which was King Solomon, which people don't believe because Christians don't believe in reincarnation, but it's evidently in the scriptures. And basically the Lord promised King Solomon, who is Yahawashi in the reincarnation, the kingdom of heaven, man, and to put his name upon Yahawashi forever. So this is gonna become our king, man. All right, so when we go out into the highways and byways, we're ushering in Yahawashi. Like, you'd have men blow trumpets before the king came to any of to any town or any province. All right, you'd have the trumpets blow, and then you'd have the men carry the king into the city. All right, but that's what we're doing. We're standing up on our watch and we're blowing the trumpet, warning our people to get right, so that they could be a part of this righteous house, this righteous rulership that our King Yahawashi is going to be heading. All right, so I'm gonna start off here, and then Lord willing, it's edifying. Lord willing, the Spirit will get more scriptures. And without further ado, this is 1 Kings 9:1. It says, "And it shall come to pass, and it came to pass, when Solomon had finished the building of the house of Yahweh, and the king's house, and all Solomon's desire, which he was pleased to do, that Yahweh appeared to Solomon the second time, as he had appeared unto him at Gibeon. And Yahweh said unto him, I have heard thy prayer and thy supplication that thou hast made before me. I have hallowed this house which thou hast built, to put my name there forever, and mine eyes, mine heart shall be there perpetually." Okay, so the Lord is building the house of this is going to be the house and tabernacle of David. All right, being headed by Yahawashi. All right, but this is a previous incarnation of King Solomon. So the Lord told King Solomon that he would establish his house forever, and his eyes will be upon his house forever and perpetually. All right, but King Solomon passed away, so when he came back as Yahawashi, all right, the Lord didn't forget this the promise that he promised that spirit, man, which was Yahawashi, man, which was the Son of the Most High himself. Okay, it says verse 4, "And if thou wilt walk before me as David thy father walked in integrity of heart and in uprightness, to do according to all that I have commanded thee, and will keep my statutes and judgments." All right, so King Solomon didn't do that on his first try, man. All right, he had to do that when he came back as Yahawashi, because they said that Yahawashi walked perfectly. All right, he was an upright man. All right, so that's what it's talking about here, and this is what he did when he came back in the reincarnation as Yahawashi in the New Testament. He walked, he walked according to all that Yahweh commanded him. And he kept all the statutes and the judgments, and he walked in integrity as his father David did. Therefore, the Lord offered him and gave him the kingdom, and that's where he's sitting now. He's sitting on the right hand of of the Most High, man, of our power. And this was a promise, and this is promised to him all the way in the beginning. All right, when he was King Solomon, man. It says, then I will establish the throne of thy kingdom upon Israel forever, as I promised to David thy father, saying, there shall not fail thee a man upon the throne of Israel. But if ye shall at all turn from following me, ye or your children, and will not keep my commandments and my statutes, which I have set before you, but go and serve other gods and worship them, this is the problem and issue that King Solomon had. All right, he welcomed in many women of different of other nations. All right, he welcomed them in, and eventually started following their gods. All right. So King Solomon went off, man. But that promise was never forgotten. That's why the Lord reincarnated him and brought him back as Yahawashi. All right. The Son of the Most High himself. And when he came back as Yahawashi, he walked in the statutes and judgments and in the integrity of David. Salaki saying this morning. But he walked in the integrity of David when he came back as Yahawashi. So therefore that promise was it was reopened unto him. And he also gave himself as a sacrifice for Israel. So the Lord gave him the kingdom, and he gave him the throne of his father David, because Yahawashi did come out of the loins of King David. Okay. All right. And this also has to do with our people too. So our people, they turned and followed other gods as well. Okay. Our people are still doing it, but there's a remnant. All right, there's a remnant, and it's a great millstone, man. We're turning back to the law, statutes, and commandments, and following this truth, and in sincerity, and with charity. All right, that's why we go out into the highways and byways week in and week out to show the Lord that we are trying to be a part of this house, the house of David, man. Because there's nothing else out here, man. We were stuck on black culture. We were stuck on other sorts of ideologies, other sorts of breakdowns of the scriptures. But the election have obtained it as the scripture said. Lord willing, we keep it, and Lord willing, we endure to the end to be a part of this house. All right. But since Solomon did that, our people were cut off, and we went into slavery. We went under other nations, and that's where we are today. And this verse gives you a description of that. Verse 7, it says, "Then will I cut off Israel out of the land which I have given them, and this house which I have hallowed for my name will I cast out of my sight. And Israel shall be a proverb and byword among the people." And that's where we are today, because we go out and proclaim that we're the children of Yahawashi, the children of the Most High. But the people look at us as if we're crazy, because they don't believe that we are the Lord's people, the most important people on the earth. All right, because of the wicked ways and ideologies and thoughts and actions of our people today, because they're living in complete wickedness. Okay, so therefore the Lord cast us out, and he made us a proverb and a byword among all the people and all these other nations. This is why they look down upon us. All right. Verse 8, it says, "And this house which is high, everyone that passeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss, and they shall say, Why hath the Lord done this unto this land and to this house?" All right. So a lot of the people in the world, especially in the Middle East, and which is the direction, but in the eastern part of the world, or the eastern part of Eden, as the scriptures say, they know who we are, man. And they look at our condition and they laugh at it and call us bywords and proverbs. And they hiss at it. And they ask, why hath the Lord done this unto this land and to this house? Because our land is desolate. All right, there's fake Jews and imposters and rats in our land. All right. That's all because we stopped following the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahawashi. We stopped following the laws, statutes, and commandments that we were obligated to follow. Therefore, the Lord cast us out. And that's why we're over here in America. That's why we're scattered. All right, but the Lord is bringing the pieces back together. He's building the house of David again. All right, so we can rule over the heathen nations, because if you can look at the world, the heathen nations don't know what they're doing, man. Because if the scripture says this is the rule of the Gentiles, okay? And these Gentiles don't know how to rule the land. They don't know how to rule the people. They don't know what they're doing, because they're not supposed to be ruling. The only reason they're in power is because we stepped down from the law, statutes, and commandments. So the Lord gave it to another people. But the Lord is getting ready to is setting us up through the Spirit first by learning these laws, statutes, and commandments, and bringing us back to our heritage. Then he's going to put us on top, and he's going to destroy the other nations for their wickedness. Usually what he does in all cases, if you read from Exodus all the way to Kings, all right, the Lord destroyed nations for us. All right. He didn't just, leave a couple things behind, kill a few people. The Lord actually destroyed nations and killed every living thing in that land and nation so that we can have it. That's how much the Lord loves us. But then again, the people will say that God loves everybody. See, people don't know what they're talking about, but I'm not gonna go on a tangent. This is 1 Kings 9:9. And they shall answer, because they forsook Yahweh their power, who brought forth their fathers out of the land of Egypt, and have taken hold upon other gods, and have worshipped them and served them. Therefore hath the Lord brought upon them all this evil. Okay, so this is a reiteration of the Lord telling us why we're going through the things we're going through. Because we have forsook him and followed the gods of these heathen nations. All right. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the people of God. These other people are heathens. They are supposed to be under us. They are worth less than nothing to the Most High. They are worth nothing to the Most High. But since the Most High loves all his creatures and his creation, as it says in the Apocrypha, he has to let them rule. That's why you see the so-called white man ruining the earth in his rulership, doing just a terrible and horrific job. This is why. This is why you're vexed with it, because you are the real rulers of the earth. You are the real rulers and dictators that are supposed to be in power. Yet you're not, because our people have stopped following the law, statutes, and commandments, and most and majority of our people don't want to come back to them. And that's why they're going to be destroyed, because they're going to be accounted as a heathen as well. All right. It says, and they shall answer, because they forsook the Lord their power, who brought forth their fathers out of the land of Egypt, and have taken hold upon other gods, and have worshipped them and served them. Therefore hath the Lord brought upon them all this evil. Yeah, exactly. But the Lord is returning, and and we're being redeemed because we're remembering ourselves, man. And I'm gonna get that in the Apocrypha. This is that's the only reason that he's coming to get us, man. He's only coming to get that remnant that's believing and remembering who they are. Okay. Salakia, let me look it up real quick. I believe it's in Baruch, the 4th chapter. Salakia, it's taking forever. This is Salakia. Man, Shane is getting busy today, huh? There we go. It's Baruch 2. Start at 30. Baruch 2:30 says, "For I knew that they will not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people." So most of our people don't believe what we're saying is true. Most of our people think it's a joke. All right, but it's getting down to the point where you're seeing it's evident that the Lord's coming back, and a lot of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you will be destroyed, man, because you're just wicked, you're evil, you're stiff-necked. All right, but the Lord has saved the remnant. All right, that will hear the word and understand the word and understand why they're in the position they're in, and believe. And those are the people that are going to be saved. Okay, as for you other people, you other so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all you women that are sluts, all you men that sleep with people's wives, you wicked, evil people in the church, You're going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction, man. And that's all we can really say about that, because you are those wicked spirits coming back in the reincarnation, getting ready for your judgment. Because you are the people that killed the Lord. You are the people that said crucified the Lord. You are the people in the wilderness that had to die before Moses could bring us into the promised land. You are the wicked of our nation. All you people that are not in this truth and keep coming against this truth, you are all the wicked of our people. You are the wicked 2/3. You are the wicked of Israel. Like it says in the Apocrypha, there are wicked men that came out of Israel. All right, you are all those wicked people. All you celebrities, all you famous Hollywood stars. All right. Now there may be some elect out there, but they're gonna come out of that corruption. But majority of you so-called Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans, which is 2/3 of you, are completely wicked, and you can't repent. You're filthy, all right, and your deeds are way too dirty for you to come back to the Lord. So the Lord's just gonna kill you. It says, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am Yahweh their power. For I give them a mind and ears to hear," because that word heart goes back to the word mind. And ears to hear. So that's why the Lord gave certain spirits, all right, whether they be man or woman or child, all right, he gave them ears to hear, and a mind to understand why we're in the position we're in after reading these scriptures, because that's the Lord supping with them. And that's going to be ultimately the remnant that the Lord comes and saves, while he destroys the rest of our people for their wickedness. All right. So you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to get destroyed for your wickedness if you don't come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments to be a part of Yahawashi's kingdom, to be a part of his rulership. Because he is the king, and he's laying the law down, like he said in the New Testament, man. That's why we preach this word, to feed his sheep and gather the elect. Because we're getting closer and closer to the times of the end. America's fallen. The so-called white man's piece of trash kingdom is crumbling. All right, heathen nations are panicking. All right. So we're living in a time of prophecy, man. I'm gonna get this, because our salvation through this kingdom is near. All right. Our salvation is near. This is Romans 13:11. It says, "And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep." What's that sleep? The sleep we were in, being dead to sins, not knowing who we are, not knowing that we have a king coming, not knowing that a rulership is coming for us through Yahawashi, all right, which was given the throne of David, which is being ushered in as we speak, man. The Lord is getting closer and closer to bringing judgment upon this place. Okay? It says, "And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and in drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying, but put ye on the Lord Yahawashi HaMashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof." And that's what we're supposed to be doing, which entails coming back to this law, statutes, these law, statutes, and commandments, man. All right, this is the way of life. This is the way that we're going to enter into Yahawashi's kingdom, to sit with him upon those thrones. All right, that's why he said in the scriptures that we should judge the 12 tribes sitting upon 12 thrones. All right, that's what we're fighting for, man. That's going to be our reward if we continue to push the word and wake up our people, man. And for you other people that are messing up the doctrine, the Lord is going to kill you, man. All right, the Lord is coming back to destroy all evil and wickedness, man. And that's some wicked shit, making up and saying that the 12 signs or the 12 tribes chart is wrong. Completely wicked, man. But that's why the Lord is going to destroy all evildoers, man, with the brightness of his coming, man. All right. So with that, man, I hope this was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawashi, Yahawashi, double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone for teaching and ruling well in the scriptures. And salutations to you, Akim, across the world, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity and with charity. Shalom.